a ring of light circling endlessly. A voice echoes from that emptiness. Hal Jordan, your judgment has been passed, but penance can still be earned. Before the words can settle, the light drowns in red. Another voice replaces it. Penance? It sneers. You were right. You've always been right. The truth has always been right there in front of you. God isn't light. God isn't mercy. God is the zero, the black circle that wraps around all things. In that black ring floats a single star. Be the black star, Hal, the voice commands. Hal jerks awake, gasping, the echo fading from his mind. No, he whispers. I don't want to. Above him, Jo Mullein hovers in the air, her body blazing green like a living constellation. Hal, you have to fight this, she shouts, her voice trembling through the static haze. Stop letting that thing, that hand, take over. You're stronger than it. Hal rises slowly, unsteady. Shadows pour from his eyes like ink, streaking down his cheeks. I wish you could stop me, Jo, he murmurs, but it won't let you. Then I'll make it, she snaps. You see what you've done? Look around you. His jaw tightens. Anger surges. What I've done! The black hand lashes out like a storm, its fingers cracking the ground as it slams into Jo, sending her crashing through the dirt and rock. The impact shakes the entire ridge. She looks up, winded, and sees the darkness crawling over Hal's body. A black armor forming from the corruption itself, its surface shifting with countless red eyes. What I did? Hal snarls again, the voice no longer his own. You want to talk about what I did, Jo? You want to talk about Evergreen? He steps forward, the ground blistering beneath his boots. The air distorts. The diner is silent. Outside, Evergreen looks like a ghost town. Jo sits across from Todd, a half-empty beer sweating in her hand. I think I figured it out, she finally says, her voice breaking the silence. All those people, all those houses Abby said were empty. They didn't run. They didn't hide. They're gone. Todd doesn't respond at first, just takes a slow drink, nodding. Yeah, one by one, they just disappeared. The door creaks open. Hal walks in, the same gun he forged from gilt and gold tucked at his side. You ready? He asks. Jo stares down at her drink for a long moment. 3,000 people, Hal, she mutters. Why are we the only ones left? She finishes the beer and stands. Hell with it. Maybe I'll ask him myself. She cups her hands and calls into the night. Abin Sur! Come down here, I want to talk. Her voice bounces off the shattered buildings. The air hums, and then the sky ignites green. Abin Sur descends in a pillar of light, his alien form shimmering like molten glass. Sojourner Mullein, he intones, be without fear. Jo looks up, her face half lit in emerald glow. Why? She demands. Why did you kill them all? Abin Sur tilts his head, confused. Them all? Clarify, I have no understanding. In the doorway, Hal steadies his aim. She's keeping him talking, he whispers to Todd. I just need a clean shot. The alien lands softly in front of Jo. His voice reverberates through the street. Existence ended for Jason Simmons, a consequence of the barrier and his motion within it. Existence ended for Rita Powell, as judgment for her chaotic action, which ended existence for Beatrice Coles. No other existence has ended by this Abin Sur. Jo's eyes widen. What? That's not true. I saw them die. You burned them alive. You disintegrated John, Guy, the entire town. Abin Sur's expression never changes. Sojourner Mullein. No other existence has ended by this Abin Sur. Jo turns, whispering to herself, they're alive. The green aura around the alien begins to intensify. His words vibrate through the ground. Disintegration, transformation, not end state. They exist within Oa. They are within the Omega Alpha. Judgment continues. Hal slowly lowers his gun. Todd reaches for his arm. Hal, don't... She's doing it, Hal interrupts softly. She's reaching him. Maybe this can end without another body. Jo takes another step forward, shouting, Can you bring them back? Abin Sur raises his arms, a massive green circle forming behind him. Existence must continue within the light. Judgment must be carried out. I am Abin Sur. Ian must be chosen. Ian initiates against the darkness. His voice sharpens. Be with fear, Sojourner Mullein. Fear, Cord. Fear the weaponers of Cord. Now you have understanding. Judgment remains in progress. Jo refuses to let him leave. She reaches out, her wedding ring glinting gold in the green light, and grabs his arm. The instant her ring touches his aura, energy erupts. Power floods between them like a lightning storm. Joe's eyes blaze white-green, the light pouring from her mouth as Abin Sur staggers backward. Images flash through her mind. Alien worlds, beings of pink skin and burning yellow eyes. A black star eclipsed by a dying sun. The surge explodes outward. Abin Sur collapses, trembling, his voice fractured. Chaotic action! Anomaly! Anomaly! He screams. Joe floats upward, surrounded by light, no longer in control. The entire barrier that enclosed Evergreen begins to shimmer, then collapses in an instant. Far above Abin Sur's ship, its engines still glowing green, loses power and plummets. The crash shatters the valley, engulfing Evergreen in fire and dust. Buildings crumble. The explosion carves a crater so massive it erases the entire town from existence. The wreckage of Evergreen smolders beneath the Nevada sun. U.S. military tents dot the horizon. Helicopters hum overhead. A sleek black chopper lands on the edge of the crater, kicking up waves of sand. A man in a tailored suit peers out the window, grinning. Now that's a sight worth the flight. Hector Hammond steps down, eyes gleaming with greed. Tell me, anyone else tried to claim it yet? His assistant shakes her head, tapping a datapad. No, sir. Lazarus has the tech, but not the timing. They're stretched thin with Superman. Good, Hammond smirks. That's the kind of news I like. But double the security perimeter. This is the kind of find that gets vultures circling. He steps to the edge of the crater, staring at the half-buried alien craft. Looks like Gateway City all over again, he says with a grin. And this time, it belongs to Hector Hammond. And that closes Absolute Green Lantern number 4, written by Al Ewing, where judgment collapses, truth bends, and the light itself starts to break. What happens next between Hal Jordan, the Black Star, and Joe Mullein, the last Lantern of Earth? What secret will Hector Hammond unlock from that fallen ship? Drop a comment with your theories, hit like, and subscribe to Vault 713 so you don't miss the next chapter in DC's Absolute Universe. Help us beat the algorithm and keep the light burning.